Hey guys, I kind of thought that software engineers were going to be pretty safe during this transition, but it just looks like engineers are being cut left and right. You know, AI is interesting because it writes a lot of code, but it needs a human to act as a conductor, to engineer what all these AI bots are actually doing and going through and making sure that all the code that's being written is correct. But we are just seeing engineers getting slashed left and right. I mean, to say that software is going through a major transformation would be the understatement of a century. Quite frankly, who knows which SaaS companies are going to be around a year from now, but we have a big cut over at Etsy, which is a crafting marketplace. Basically, you've got buyers and sellers selling their crafty type of stuff. Your wife and kids probably enjoy it. Anyway, they are cutting 12% of their workforce. Over 220 people are being fired. But what's also interesting to me, and kind of similar to the story that we covered yesterday with Zillow, Etsy is not blaming AI on these layoffs. They are not attributing these layoffs to AI. According to the SEC filing, Etsy says there's an effort to improve coordination and speed of decision making. And listen, you know, it's pretty normal for a company to go through ebbs and flows of staff. Over time, companies become bloated and need to lay off people. But again, what's interesting here is not necessarily what's happening with these layoffs or even why, but who. There's so much in the who. And I think it behooves us to just kind of look at a statement here from the chief executive, Kruti Patel Goyal. This person says, quote, "Cost savings are a consequence of these changes, but they are not the objective. We didn't start this work as a cost reduction target or a goal of making Etsy smaller. You'll continue to see us invest in the business and the team and hire in areas that are important to our long-term strategy." And again, similar to what happened with Zillow yesterday, where is the margin going to be for the company? Where is that long-term goal? And I'll tell you what, Etsy, like every software company, is definitely putting their foot down on AI. So while they might not directly attribute these layoffs to AI absolutely is playing a role in deciding who goes and who stays. Not to mention, and they don't explicitly say that they're hiring contractors, but same kind of deal here. Companies are starting to think, does it make sense to hire employees or contractors? And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. And I think it does make sense to look a little bit more closely at why the cuts are happening and where they're happening. So quite frankly, the cuts are in software product and engineering. These are the guys and girls that are writing the code and making the program work. And, you know, again, this is not a surprise. This is the exact place where we're seeing AI uproar. And we covered this a few weeks ago. I'll post a link to the video here. Google now has said that they're using AI to write 75% of their code. All this code used to be written by hand. I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, 15, 16 years old, my parents put me in a coding class learning how to code. I hated it. It was so hard. It took so long. You got to learn another language. And at any rate, what's crazy today is now I don't even need to know how to write code. I can just have Claude write code. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, I wouldn't want to have someone alongside me that kind of could understand and find security faults and issues and problems within that code base. But regardless, what we're seeing now is companies are streamlining, they're making things more efficient, they're cutting redundant code writers and engineers and then using AI agent tech. We just saw Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs had a story that came out today where they have hundreds and hundreds of AI agents that are working alongside them. And again, we covered this with Zillow yesterday. Now, the good news for the employees, and again, this is one of the downsides for a company to have an employee. It's more expensive to get rid of them. The employees get more benefits. So you get a little more security when you're an employee at one of these big corporations. The laid off workers will receive at least 16 weeks of severance pay. They're going to also get additional pay based on their tenure with the company, and they get continued healthcare support for up to 12 months, along with some other benefits. So it's actually not a bad severance package. It kind of reminds me of the voluntary layoffs that happened over at Microsoft, and we covered that in detail. You can check that out here. So again, what are they going to do with that money? Well, they're definitely going to say, okay, what's going to happen is they're going to fire too many people, going to fire the wrong people. They're going to end up bringing back in contractors, guaranteed. They'll probably hire some new employees, but they're definitely bringing some contractors. But what they also did, which again, similar to what we saw with Zillow, is they are buying up a bunch of capital stock. They spent $2 billion on buying back their own common stock. So they're reinvesting, they're saving money, reinvesting it right into the company. Again, I hear you guys. For a while now, we've seen CEOs come out and say we're laying off people because of AI, and frankly, I believe them because I see how powerful AI is and how much, I see what's happening within the organizations that I work with. But these CEOs, I just feel like they're just paying lip service to what they think that the public will want, because right now the public doesn't want to hear we're firing half of our staff for AI. That's ticking people off and it's slowing their ability to adapt. I'm 99.9% sure that these layoffs are AI related. And again, the problem, A, because you see these companies saying that AI is writing all their code. B, all the people that write code are being laid off. And, I just don't know what else to say about it. Now, I will point out that there's another problem here because so many companies are laying off so many people, it's creating this bloat in the market. So it makes it really tough to stand out. And, if you're in engineering and code work, then you're going to know that AI is pretty fundamental to what you do. All the engineers that I know are using AI, specifically Claude Code. But there's some other programs out there to just be much more efficient, much more effective in writing that code. So, but again, while this starts at tech, it is going to trickle down to other places, whether it's customer service, marketing, sales, everything is going to feel the effects of AI. And I don't think in a lot of places we're going to be completely replaced by AI, but AI is going to become mandatory in order to function well. And if you're not able to use AI to function well, it's just going to be hard to stick around. Quick side note, guys, just created a member group for people for fans of the channel. Love you guys. Thanks for subscribing. I mean, we've had so many people that are leaving comments and I feel very blessed. And join the program. You're going to get shout outs. You're going to get free or you're going to get extra videos from me. And I'm just going to talk straight to you. And again, it's just a good way to get to know each other a little bit better and get to know the people that are fans of the channel. And this, guys, listen, the reality is that the movement is here. The movement of men trying to survive the AI transition is here. It is now. Most people aren't talking about it. I want to talk about it. I want to give you resources. I want to make sure that you're fed and that you've got options when things go bad to see if we can dip in. So anyway, join the membership. It's completely free for the first 30 days. So join for 30 days. Let's build it up. And if you don't like it, you can always bow out. There's no stress. In any event, guys, Etsy is firing a bunch of people. They're buying back stock, and it's not because the business is weak. The business is quite strong. Their Q2 revenue was up 9.3% to $668 million. So these guys are making a lot of money. Just like all these other companies, they are firing, probably going to be rehiring for specific spots. And who's going to get hired? It's the people that know what's going on in the market, that know their value, that are able to leverage AI and have relationships in place. So anyway, I hope you guys liked today's video. I want to hear your thoughts on Etsy. Do you think this is AI related? Do you not think it's AI related? Is this all just smoke and mirrors? Type in the comments below and I will catch you in the next video, boys. See ya, peace.